Hey everybody, Matt here with the most adequate collection. And today I'm going to go over just some of the various pickups that I had throughout the month of February. Now, I didn't get a lot. A couple things for the collection, a couple things for a future project, and something that I'm going to be getting way down the line. It was a pre-order, but worth the investment. First off, I'll start off with the two items that fit into my collection right now. Of course, being a Chicago Cubs fan and a Chicago Cubs collector, I went a little vintage with these two, even beyond the 50s and 60s eras of Ernie Banks and Ron Santo and Billy Williams and all them. Went a little bit before then. I guess technically it's still 50s, but the star of the team before Ernie Banks was Phil Cavaretta. He was 1945 Most Valuable Player of the National League after batting, I believe it was 355, 97 RBIs, helped lead the Cubs to the World Series in 1945. It would be their only World Series appearance since 1908 until they would eventually win it in 2016. And he was a big part of that. He was a four-time All-Star and eventually would serve as a player manager of the team from 1951 to 1953. His time with the team came to an end when during spring training, apparently he told a reporter that he didn't think the Cubs would finish any higher than fifth place that season. I guess management wasn't happy with his dire prediction. As it turns out, Phil Cavaretta was wrong in his assessment. They finished seventh that year. So there you go. But played another year with the White Sox, and then his career was done. But a fixture in the Cubs for 2 decades. I think he spent 22 years with the team, both as a player and then as a player manager. But the two I got, first of all, well, this one's from the 1954 set from Topps. Great looking card. This is probably the second best Cubs card you can get out of 1954. Next, of course, to the Ernie Banks rookie. This particular copy is in great condition, I think. Good corners, really good corners. If you can see up there. The only issue is that it's miscut on the bottom, which isn't so much of an issue on the front. You can notice it a little bit on the back where it kind of goes right to the edge of the words here, but it still doesn't cut anything off. You can still read it pretty well. But great coloring on the back. Good coloring on the front. Not a lot of extra white spots. Pretty clear. Colors are bright where they need to be. Just love this card. Happy to add it to my collection. And then went back a few years before that and got his 1949 Bowman. Very happy about that one. I went back and forth on a couple of these. There was one that I found earlier that had a little bit of creasing, a little bit of staining on it. It was an auction, and it bid just ended up going just about $1 or $2 more than I wanted to spend for it. You know, I mean, really, when you're spending $15 on a card, what's an extra $1 or $2? But at the same time, I mean, you kind of gotta set your limits and stick with them. And it's a common enough of a card that there I knew there would be more coming around, and there was. This one's in pretty good condition. The coloring's good on it. Corners are a little on the rounded side, but that's all right. It's 75 plus years old. Coloring's good. It's interesting on these cards how they do the coloring. And they really only use the two colors, the red and the blue. And they don't use any kind of shading or anything for it. It's all red where it's all red. It's all blue where it's all blue. And there's not a whole lot of definition to it. But I think what helped me get this card as cheap as I did, a few bucks cheaper than what I was originally going to spend on that first one that I got, was we got a little bit of a pinhole right here, which I always think is just fine. I know some people don't really like the pinholes as much. I almost welcome them because it's a very minor flaw, but it does kind of bring the value down, which is good for me because it makes it more affordable. So super happy with that. Those are the two big items for my collection that I got this month. Now, another one is kind of for a project coming up. and it is this bobblehead of former Cleveland Indians / Guardians pitcher Shane Bieber, currently with the Toronto Blue Jays. And this signifies his Cy Young Award that he won with the Indians. Now, I got that, not being having anything to do with the Cubs, still, because a good friend of mine is doing a private signing with Shane Bieber in a few weeks, and I wanted to get something cool signed with him being a being a Cy Young Award winner. I kind of wanted something that kind of honored that award. So I found this bobblehead on eBay and picked that up to get it signed. And then the only question is where and how. It seems like most people who get bobbleheads of baseball players get them signed right here on the side of the hat. My dilemma with that is with my display pieces, I like having it front and center, whether it's a signature, the image, whatever it is. Now, the spotlight of this obviously will be that it's a signed bobblehead. So I kind of want the signature noticeable to someone who's looking at it. I don't want them to have to wonder why it's there, where it fits in. They can look at it and be like, oh, that's a signed bobblehead. So I don't know if I want to get it signed on the side or on the front or on the top of the brim of the hat. What I was thinking of is maybe having him do first name on this side of the C, last name on that side. I think his signature, he does have a distinct first and last name of his signature, even if it isn't 100% legible. So I might go that route. But then alongside that, I also got a couple cards to get signed. The first one I noticed was this one, which I think is pretty cool. It's a manufactured relic, a spring training hat logo. Obviously not from the hat itself or from anything used. It was clearly manufactured for this card, but picture this card as it is with blue Sharpie's signature right here. I think it would look nice. It would look pretty cool, unique item to my collection. But then I also came across this one that I think will look even better. It's the, I think, 2023 Topps All Aces insert set. Obviously, ace meaning pitcher. And imagine this with a blue Sharpie signature right across the front of it. I think it would look amazing. Now, my dilemma comes, obviously, I'm going to get the signature on the bobblehead no matter what. Not an issue there. And I was planning on doing the other two as well. Then the United States men's Olympic hockey team won a gold medal. And after winning the gold medal, Fanatics put on their website a 16 by 20 signed photo of Jack Hughes with that famous shot of him kind of raising his fist with the flag draped around his shoulders and that big gap-tooth smile, signed for about the same price as those two cards would cost me to get signed. So I've already put in the pre-order for that Jack Hughes print, and that kind of takes care of my budget for theirs. So I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to still get that All Aces card signed, or if I'm just going to kind of call it a wash and just go with the bobblehead. It's tempting either way. I could certainly put that money elsewhere. Well, actually, I already did put that money elsewhere. But that's kind of where I'm at right now, trying to figure out what to do with that. Haven't added a ton to the collection this month, but some pretty cool items. A couple of things that I'm adding to the collection right now with the 2 Phil Cavaretta cards. A project for the near future with the private signing for Shane Bieber coming up. And then something for further down the line, whenever I finally get that Jack Hughes signed photo coming in. I ordered the 16 by 20. It'll probably go right over my shoulder here. Might have to figure out something to do with that painting. I don't know. But obviously, whenever it happens, you guys will be the first to see it. But yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.